Hello, this is Professor Melanie Hildebrandt. I'm making a video here to kind of introduce this online course for spring 2020. This kind of serves what we would do in the traditional class during the first week. Just make sure you're in the right spot. Again, Professor Melanie Hildebrandt. This is ECON 2106, Principles of Microeconomics in spring 2020 at the University of West Georgia. So this is an online course. Hopefully you figured that out by now. I do require a proctored final exam, so we'll talk more about that in a moment. My preferred method of contact is the email address listed there. You're also, feel free to email me in CourseDen, but this one goes directly to my phone, so it is my preference. In terms of office hours, please don't think that because this is an online class and we don't meet every week that you can't come and see me. The students that do the best in my online classes are those that pop in a few times a semester and ask some questions. I'm available in my Carrollton office Monday and Wednesday from 9 to 9:30 in the morning, Tuesdays from 1 to 4. I'm also teaching, though, at our Noonan campus, so for those of you in Coweta County, I will do office hours in Noonan every Tuesday from 9 to 11. I also have dedicated time for online office hours every Friday from 9 to 11. We can arrange a phone call. We can get in a Google chat room together. CourseDen has a chat feature available, so there's a lot of different options for that. Or we can make other times for that as well. This is the required textbook for this class. It's Parkin's Microeconomics, the 13th edition. The publisher is Pearson. It is required. Not only do you need access to the book, but just as importantly, you have to have access to Pearson's MyLab economics platform. That is a required component. You'll see in a minute some of your grades, a lot of your grades come directly from that platform. Options for purchasing: you can purchase from the West Georgia bookstore. That way you can use your financial aid. You can purchase directly from Pearson, and you can see the prices listed there. You could technically purchase from a third-party vendor, but I really don't think the price is going to be better than purchasing directly from the publisher. There's also a 14-day free trial. So if you don't have your financial aid stuff ready yet, you can use that 14-day free trial to help you get started. We're going to cover about 15 chapters. Be careful though, make sure you look at the schedule. I skip a couple of chapters. I take a couple of chapters from the end and pull them forward. So just make sure you're staying on track with what we're doing. I've divided those chapters into 7 units spread out throughout the semester. Most units are comprised of 2 chapters. There's one that's only 1. There's one that's longer. Okay, so it just varies. In the MyLab economics platform, you'll have homework assignments. There's at least 1 per chapter plus a few extras at the beginning to help you kind of figure things out. So there's about 17 total. You have unlimited attempts at these until the unit's deadline. Okay, they all count for credit. It's going to be 17.5% of your total grade. And I actually foresee us going beyond the 175 points. So any points beyond that for this category will simply count as bonus. The questions will be multiple choice, fill in the blank. Hey, draw this on a graph, label this on a graph, manipulate this on a graph, show this, etc. Second category, also in MyLab, are quizzes. Okay, and those have the same question types as the homeworks. There's 1 per unit, so there's 7 total. You get 2 attempts at the quizzes. The questions will change, okay? The highest score counts. I said there's 7 total, but only the top 5 scores in this category will count towards your final average. So that's 25% of your grade. Let's hop into CourseDen. So CourseDen exercises, there will be 1 per unit, so 7 total. You only get 1 attempt at each. And again, I'm going to drop the 2 lowest. This will end up being 16.5% of your final grade. I'll show you more about those when we go to CourseDen. Then there's going to be 2 midterm exams. So we'll do a few chapters, have a midterm, do a few more chapters, have a midterm, do the final few chapters, have the final. Okay. For the 2 midterm exams, no proctoring is required. You simply complete it on your own in CourseDen. You only get 1 attempt. It will be a timed attempt, and there will be a window of availability. I'm trying to give you enough days to have some flexibility. So I think I'm opening them on like a Wednesday, and they'll close that Sunday night. So it includes a weekend for those of you that work full time. Both of those scores will count, and combined it's 16% of your overall grade. Then there's that proctored final, 1 attempt. Again, it must be proctored. 25% of your grade. I know that's a lot, so some students get a little upset with how their grade drops at the very end, but that is the only assessment that is proctored, so it's the only one where I can verify exactly who's completing the assessment, and that's why it's the most significant. So let's talk some more about the final exam. Again, it must be proctored. It's 25% of your total grade. It is cumulative. It'll cover all material that we've covered in the course. It will be all multiple choice. There'll be 50 multiple choice questions on there. And you're going to have 3 options for completing it. And I've listed these in the options that I think are the best. So my order of preference here. So let's talk about it. Option 1, take it with me. Trust me. This ends up being the less problematic, easier, straightforward, cheaper, because it's free option. Please, 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 I strongly encourage you guys, if you can, just go ahead and put this on your calendar. You need to come to the Carrollton campus Tuesday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Please give me 2 hours of your time, take your final exam, and go on and do your other classes and be successful and happy. Seriously, I've just had some students having issues with the other options. So I just strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to just come, meet me, take the exam with me, okay? I'm giving the exam Miller Hall 1201. That's here on the Carrollton campus. You do not have to register. If this is what you're going to do, you just show up. You don't have to even tell me. You just come, okay? I will have a test ready for you. There is no fee. It is free. This is your only option that is free. Again, why I highly recommend it. It is a paper exam. You will use a Scantron, but I provide those. So you really just have to walk into the room with your ID, a pencil, with an eraser, and a calculator. Actually, you don't even need the calculator. I'm going to provide those. Never mind. But it's definitely the ideal way to do it. If for some reason that doesn't work. Second option, complete an approved testing center. For now, I'm listing this window of availability of April 28th through May 3rd. It may change slightly once I hear back from our testing coordinators here in Carrollton and Noonan, but that's the window for now, okay? There's an approved listing by state at the UWG online website, so you can go search your location. We have centers in every state, and we have some internationally, so you can find a center near you. You do have to pre-register. There's even a student exam notification form that you have to fill out. If you don't fill that out, then the proctoring people here at West Georgia won't know to set up everything for you, okay? So you have to fill out that form, and I've got a link to that form in your course syllabus. There is a fee charged. It varies by location. I'm told the range is about $15 to $40, okay, per exam. And you will actually complete an online version of the final exam that will be in course 10, okay? Third and final option, take it using ProctorU. Same window of availability, location, anywhere. I've had a student take this on a ship in the middle of the ocean. I've had one take it in London. You do need a good, consistent connection to the internet, and you have to have a private space. They won't allow you to complete the exam if you're in a public space where there's other people around. Again, you have to pre-register. Again, you have to submit the student exam notification form. And again, there is a fee involved with option 3. Warning, the fee varies by demand. And I'm not just saying that as an economist, but truly, if you wait until April 26th to schedule your ProctorU session, you're going to pay a higher fee because they're already going to have a lot of slots that are filled up. Also, something my students have run into when they wait till the last minute to try to schedule these sessions is there's nothing available. I had a student get very upset, said to me, hey, I went to register and you said it was available, December 1st through the 6th, and the only time they have was December 6th at 3 a.m. That's not fair. Well, the student also waited till December 5th to try to complete the registration. So you need to do it early, okay? You'll get more options for when you can do it, and you'll pay a lower fee. Again, it's going to be an online exam in course 10. I say issues are more difficult to mitigate here just because I've just experienced more issues with students using the ProctorU option versus students going to testing centers. At a testing center, you have a person there face-to-face, a person that has my cell phone number and it's going to call me, and it's usually during business hours, so I'm going to answer. You know, if you choose to take your exam at 2 a.m. using ProctorU, if your proctor calls me because there's a major problem, I'm probably not answering the phone. So again, just keep that in mind when you're making your selections. Okay, I'm going to hop out of PowerPoint now so that we can look at the syllabus and some other stuff in CourseDen. Okay, so when you log into CourseDen, you should see something looks basically like this. A lot of the stuff that I've already said in the video, I kind of have listed out in this first little announcement area. If we go to our content link here, start here, this first folder, getting started. So you'll see a copy of the syllabus and the schedule. So just really quickly, I'll open this up here. Talked about a lot of it already, but my contact information, visiting hours, it's all listed. Okay, the information about the textbook, again, the required portion of that is posted there. A lot more stuff. Look, you guys, I know this is an online class, but you've got due dates almost every other week, sometimes more frequently. So you really got to stay on top of it. You can't just treat this as I'll get to it when I can after I take care of stuff in my other classes. You really need to sit down and schedule out when things are due and schedule time into your day to do your assignments, to do your readings and watch videos. Again, the breakdown of assignments, the MyLab assignments, the homeworks, the quizzes, the CourseDen assignments, midterms, final exam, and again, the options. And down here is that link for that student exam notification form that I mentioned. I do use an exact distribution for your grades, and I don't automatically round up, especially if there ends up being a lot of bonus points through the homework feature. All right, so that's really all I'm going to look at there. So going back one, kind of show you the breakdown of the schedule. So right now, your first things that you really need to do are 2 assignments in CourseDen, a syllabus quiz, so I can verify you are attending. It's hard to do when I don't see you, okay? And then an introduction post. You're going to introduce yourself to the class. You also need to obviously get that access to MyLab. There's 2 little getting started homeworks just to try to help you figure out how the graphing feature works and some stuff like that, okay? So those 4 assignments, syllabus quiz, introduction post, and the 2 homeworks, those are all due by Monday, January 13th. So you just have 1 week. You really got to get on that, okay? And then you just jump right into chapter 1. Read the chapter, take notes, watch any videos, and then complete. Chapter 1 does have an appendix that goes over some math and graphing stuff, so you have 2 homeworks there. Finish that. Okay, great. Move on to chapter 2, do the chapter 2 homework, and then complete the unit 1 quiz. It'll cover everything from chapters 1 and 2. You can see my due dates. I'm doing them by unit. So it's not by chapter, but once a unit finishes, everything in that unit is due. And then you move on to unit 2. This one's only 1 chapter. I'm giving you a couple of weeks. And then unit 3. And then you can see midterm exam 1, how I'm giving you that window of availability. Okay? All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. MyLab. So I've got some registration instructions for you here. This is the course ID. It'll ask you for that, and you'll type it in. That way you get access to my class. You can either enter the access code that you got from the bookstore, or you can use a credit card or PayPal directly from Pearson's website, or again, you can get that 14-day temporary access, okay? This is where you'll go to sign in later on. Let's get rid of that. Here's where you upgrade your access, okay? So some good information on that page right there. And then later on, you can bookmark it as well. You don't have to go through CourseDen, but you can log in right through CourseDen because I've got a link for you here. Well, let's see if it's going to log me in. Just kidding. All right. It might be because I'm on my Mac right now. I'm pretty sure I tried that from my Dell and it worked just fine. So let me just pop over to their website real quick. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot that they hate my Mac. Truly, if you guys are using a Mac for this course, you might want to I need to have IT look at mine because I'm having some issues getting everything the way that it wants to work. So, yeah, see, it's still not going to work. All right. Well, so I'm just kidding. I'm not going to show you anything in MyLab right now because it's being difficult. But that's where you're going to go to log in. Okay. I have a folder down here that has just some copies of PowerPoint slides. And I've given you 2 versions, as I'm calling them. They're the same. They just look different. So one is like the full pages, okay? And then one, for those of you that are a little bit more old school, they're nice to print out and you have space to take notes. So while you're reading the chapter in MyLab or watching your videos, you could take some notes over here on the side. So that's there. There's also, if there's any readings external to the book that I'm assigning, I'll post those here. So this is what the pages are going to kind of look like. I'm still working on some of them, but what the pages will look like for the chapters. You kind of have this landing page for each chapter, tells you what the chapter is, a summary, main topics, and then it's like, hey, these are some videos you should watch. I cannot stress enough the importance of watching some of these videos. I've had students come to my office halfway through the semester of an online class, so confused about the materials, so confused about the assignments. And when I say, well, you know, if you did you watch that one video on YouTube? Because I worked a problem almost identical to this. And then they'll, oh, well, I haven't watched any of the videos. You guys, I truly don't think the average person can read an economics textbook and understand the concepts without some sort of illustration by someone who already knows and understands the concepts. So the videos that I'll link, it's a combination of external resources. So like here's a video series that the Federal Reserve did that's really good on opportunity cost and the production possibilities frontier. Has 3 segments, so I recommend you watch all of those. And then other ones are videos that I've done. So all of my landing pages have a link to them here at the bottom to my YouTube channel, okay, so that you can get to them. And so like in this one, I spend 8 minutes working out the idea of opportunity cost and the PPF. Others are more like PowerPoints with voice recordings over them, where I'm kind of giving you a mini lecture like I would give in a traditional class, okay? So that's there. And then I have links in each landing page to the PowerPoint slides for that chapter, all right? And then the last thing I'm putting at the end of each unit is kind of an assignment checklist, okay? So did you do your first homework in MyLab? Did you do the second one and the appendix? Did you do the Unit 1 quiz? Did you do the Course 10 exercise? So you can try to keep yourself on track. All right, let's talk about those Course 10 exercises. So there's going to be a combination of 3 different kinds. So let me go to your assignment folder. So some of your units, like Unit 1, 1 and 5, have a writing assignment. So I'm typically asking you to read something. I'm giving you some questions. I want it essay style. If you go in, you can see all the details. 2, 3, and 7, there's a math and graphing problem you have to work out. And then you're going to upload your answers to this Dropbox. The other 2 are discussions. So in addition to your introduction discussion that's mandatory for me to verify you, Unit 4 has a discussion that you're going to do, as does Unit 6, okay? And so you can read the specifics of those right there. Okay, let me see. I think that's all that I wanted to cover today. I think that should get you guys started. But again, if you have specific questions, oh, that is my other thing. Feel free to email me, or please feel free to use, I created some discussion forums. The ones down here under our online community, this is not stuff for grades, it's not assignment stuff. It's questions, right? So if you have a question from the syllabus or this video, post it on this first one. I'll post some announcements in this second topic area. If you want to, hey, on chapter 3, I'm really not sure what they mean by a change in demand. You can email me that question. We can talk about it on the phone, or you could post that question here and I could answer it so that the whole class could benefit from my answer, okay? Or, maybe you have advice you want to give to the rest of the class, or you want to ask your classmates a question. Then use this peer topic area down here at the bottom, okay? All right, that's all I'm going to go over. Hope you found this information helpful. Please don't wait. Go ahead and get registered for your Pearson MyLab Economics Platform Access and get started on those first assignments.